They must have done a support like before tomorrow night because they were saying they were like, oh, have you ever done sort of like a TikTok audience? I was like, no, not really. And it was so weird. Like everyone's just like they were saying like everyone's just like NPCs and then like all of a sudden for like one song they're like phones out.
Oh yeah. Hey bro, get out here. That'd be good for a road to do that because then it's just like fucking.
Yeah.
I see, because that last one I put that I had come in and song. I was like, I said Jazz like, oh, the last one you put that sing really good out. It's actually singing the bomb. The Jack bombs.
The Jack bombs. Oh, if only you knew the extent of the joke. Feel bad, he's such a nice guy.
Oh, he's great. He's fucking private.
It's actually not even at his expense.
Yeah.
It's purely just the name, bot.
Yeah, it's funny. We were chatting about the the bandwagon. It's funny because that's they didn't do the bandwagon, but Beaker drove, or they drove, or they switched spots.
Oh, right.
And I was just like, I was like, because I was like, actually, Gavin, oh, I didn't mind it. How did it show up, you know?
It's how it smell. Look, honestly, I'm never going back.
Yeah, you can't,
No. What did Jack say about it?
Oh no, I was just like, because he was like, oh, it's QVB on the bus, and I was like, oh, like we obviously done the bus in the first 2022, and I was like, oh, we've also done the Sprinter back on the bus.
Yeah.
Back
on the bandwagon.
So I was like, I've been cheating. So it's like, I asked Jack about the, as in Jack Johnston from Blind, about how the bus went, because there's like, that was his first tour doing the States.
Oh right, yeah.
So it's definitely like a intriguing, like a different setup of it. You know,
yeah.
Because I like doing the Sprinter thing was like a different insight into.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
I could be intrigued in like what's better, what's worse. You know, it's like
it's a different beast. Like I'm like in a way being able to go to a hotel room every night is actually pretty good.
Kind of makes you survive a bit, right? Yeah. Because some of the things do without showers and stuff, so.
Yeah, exactly.
But like just being like that was like someone he's almost like going to. I guess because you already did the other that going on the bus the first tour, and then we did the Sprinter in the US, and then I was like, oh, the Sprinter's like, oh, it's like you know.
Yeah.
Thing,
yeah, for sure. No, I like that. There's parts of this like the Sprinter that I quite like. I don't mind like the driving during the day sometimes. Pretty good.
Because at the ending Giles like sounds like alright, I guess it's like you're like next door like I say it's because it's kind of Europe, but you're not in Europe, I guess.
Yeah.
Another country's a bit of a funny thing.
Yeah.
That's what's exciting thing, like
yeah. I think it's gonna be a real interesting like test of like how long you can do like an actual bus tour for, because like this will be the longest time for like quite some margin that we will spend on it, because basically you just like get off it in London at the end of this tour, and then like 3 days off, and then we're straight back on. Going again for another month. But we'll break it up like whenever we can. We'll get hotels.
Yeah, I can be alright, man. I can everyone be like, it's kind of like because the SB did that half of the day, like so it's like nothing can be like.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do that. gonna get there.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta.
It all works out.
Yeah. That bandwagon.
But also, I guess that's like, I think Jack was saying that when it was obviously like, actually the guy they had was the driver. I don't think the driver, he was saying like, he's like, it's this whole thing. He plays in like a Christian rock band. But he's the driver, but he's like apparently super chill and like, then like when they were in LA, like stay at his place and stuff. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that makes such a difference, doesn't it? Like the actual, just the who you got driving.
Because when you do the bus in the States, do you have to get a separate driver on top of it? Or they provide, or because you know obviously Europe is like so.
I'm pretty sure the company provides it. There's some like it's different. It's different. Like every company is different. Like some of them you actually do have to go and sit on their driver. I remember talking to. I remember like the venue manager in San Antonio.
Yeah. I remember he's like, oh shit, yeah, you gotta have like.
Yeah, he was like.
He had a list or something. Like.
Yeah, he had his list. He was Ben Folds tour manager.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, like I've got a list. I'll send it to you guys. I think that's the list that Blaine's been like working off for the buses. The buses in America. Like, it's crazy. But we're like
More than Europe?
Yeah, by like actually the one that we're probably gonna lock in is like maybe like 15 grand more expensive.
Yeah.
But a lot of them were as in 15 like 15 grand US more expensive. But like a lot of them were like 25 grand. Like all the ones that were like really nice and like super like luxurious and stuff. There's heaps of bus companies in America. They're all like $100,000, like $100,000 US.
Yeah, fuck. That's actually fun.
Which is fucking crazy.
And especially the exchange rate.
Yeah. So we were like, can't really do that, but I think hopefully we found it pretty good.
Look at it, like at the end of the day, like it's more like, I think it's, I mean, like I said in the back, like nothing can be more crazy than that.
Yeah.
Even at first for me, I was just like, oh, this is sweet. Like, I was like, but
yeah, no, like it'll definitely be a nicer experience. You know the thing that fucked with me the most about bandwagon was the fact that you couldn't talk to the driver.
Oh yeah.
Like that wigged me out. Like the idea that you had to like call the driver or text them.
Yeah, it's like, I was watching Interstellar last night, which has the stuff, and there's this scene that, so you're saying that all this aluminium around here is saving me from like absolute like destruction.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's kind of a similar thing where you're like, is this okay? You know, like,
yeah.
Because it's like you're just going full. It's like you're at the window of someone up the front, like, because most nights, so sometimes like you want to have a conversation. It's like being in the car where you have like keep someone awake to a certain extent. Yeah. Even though they're all sleeping and shit, but like
it's
to me like it's massive. It's also like I remember Elvis. There's the whole. There's that whole thing like it is a safety thing at the end of the day. Driving is it's like if you drive, you're better off flying a plane. You know, it's even though it's not going to happen, but it's one of those things where it is a safety precaution.
Yeah, and it does kind of like freak me out, like the idea that you were just getting someone that you don't really know.
Yeah, especially in the States.
Yeah. For some reason in the States it feels like
Europe seems to be more like the street everywhere you go, or even just the roads. In the States it's like, I got that time we went to the Texas roads.
Yeah.
It is it's definitely a thing, like, it's definitely part of it, because so if you had it in Australia, like there was the whole thing about sort of album thing about Taylor Swift, and they bought in the tour buses. There was this whole thing where like Taylor Swift, they needed these tour buses to like either, I don't know if she flew, but all her old crew and stuff. The tour buses they had were actually bigger than the roads that were available in Australia.
Oh really?
So our bro was just like, main whole thing was, he was like, well, why don't we, to fix it, let's get a, it's like a convoy. At the front of it, you have like the traffic. It's like when I remember being on around Epping and they were like, they'll transport this massive thing throughout the night. I can't remember what's it's a big hull or something. And you have this stuff, and it's like slow. It's basically a convoy escort.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh well, like we'll just do that, because like he's like, well, they can't tour. And so it's obviously a big breaking razor for Australia and shit, but it's one of those things where it's like, but their buses were literally bigger than the roads, and but set up. So I was like, at least there it's like, alright, there's a bit of regulation, whereas everywhere else is like, the States and since there's no regulation. Yeah. The fact that even the bandwagon, like you can the fact that there's the bandwagon means that like anyone can drive it. It's also like a big.
Yeah. That would like kind of maybe more nervous. It wasn't like, oh, you've got to have a license. Like you've got to have like experience.
Well, the funny thing, bro, that time we were in San Fran, and afterwards, the day of the festival or before, old man Tom did that massive drive.
Oh
and
yeah.
He parks himself in, and he's just like, but he was so tired that he was like, fuck it.
That's right. Yeah.
Which is fair enough, but also it's like, alright, well now you're gonna like.
Yeah. Oh my god.
There's no security, I guess.
That's right.
That was so funny. I was like, I know it was the day of the festival actually. That's funny as shit.
Fire alarm.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, sweet, awesome, big day driving.
That was a good festival though.
That was a sick festival. That was really cool.
I keep saying to see football Lotus, because I was out with them I said that like a month ago. It's like telling me, oh, it's a great festival. You have a good time. Like all that stuff.
Oh, because they're doing it this year?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Oh, that'd be great. Are they just doing festivals?
They just did the Troubadour. They did 2 Troubadours.
Oh, sick.
The other day. Back there. I don't know. I think they're just on the run of their like tour, and then I think they're doing some of their April shit.
Yeah, okay.
They're doing their runs. Tim's the sickest dude, though.
Really?
He's a good. He can party as well, but he's like nice. He's like down there, so he's also in like his mid-30s as well. Really? Yeah, he's a bit older. Even Leroy, I think the new drummer, other drummer, Tim Comedy plays for him. He used to play for like an hour and all the same stuff.
Okay, yeah.
He's pretty, everyone's pretty much older except the singer.
Right.
The singer's probably like in his mid-20s.
Okay.
The rest of them are pretty old, yeah, a lot older.
Is Tim the
He's a key player.
Okay, right, yeah.
But he's I'm pretty sure he's like mid-30s. So the soul, he's a young soul, but he's like,
Yeah.
so it's wild to think though, it's like, oh, you're on
It's like you know, 15 years in.
Yeah.
Probably.
Which is so, he puts it in perspective because like, sort of, we're fucking, as much as it's like, it always seems like, you know, like mum trying to make sure so like, but it's also like, perspective of it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Like, see, people who do it, who have like been doing it for, like Kim's a good example of something.
How old's Kim?
I reckon Kim is
35.
30, yeah, I reckon he's about 35 now.
Because he would have been around when, like, because there's stickies guys like 34, 35. So, like their mates turned, one of my mates turned 38 the other day.
Yeah,
So
okay.
they'd all be in that around.
Who's Mark's buddy with the other day?
Jameson's.
Oh, right.
He's a guy that going for his wedding.
Where's his wedding?
In Greece.
Oh, that's right.
So
Yeah.
He's doing one. He's doing a little thing when we're away, but the Bucks was fun. That was a fun time. That was just sort of like Dante and stuff like that. It's like we went out down to Penrose, like near Vale and stuff. Which was fun. So it was just like 2 days of like we had a magic show. Like instead of getting like you think like getting a stripper or something, no, we got a magician. But the funniest thing was the owner of the Airbnb. It was like a wedding venue. He stayed around on the first night. He kind of hung out, and it was a bit of like it was half because half of it like I had a chat with him before the match. I was like, oh, this guy's alright. But he kind of like overstayed his welcome.
Yeah, right.
I don't think because he's this 50-year-old dude from the UK, and he patted him with a cap or something, and like he just, it was like this weird, like it's just this.
Oh my
It
god.
was this weird moment of like I started chatting to him like, hey, after magic show, I chatted before and afterwards. I was just like, we were just having a chat, and then he at the end he ended up saying like, so he's like. Because I was going to say, oh, we do music and stuff, and back then, and then he's just like, because he used to run a band and shit.
Yeah.
And then he started going on. Is that actually, is this sticky dudes or whatever? And I was kind of going, well, yes. And I was like, but I was just there going like, I can't talk to this guy anymore. Like, I was like, you're the owner of the Airbnb. Like, I was like, you know, there's debauchery going on. Like, it's a bit of like a...
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it worked out in our favour because by the end, we cleaned up in the morning, but it was still not very... It wasn't like... It wasn't a... It was an acceptable standard, but also like would have constituted an issue thing.
Yeah, right.
And he ended up just being like, nah, you guys were okay. Yeah, we had a good night. Really good.
That's kind of good actually.
It was just kind of fun.
That's, yeah, like you kind of don't want the guy whose house you're staying in, paying to stay in, to be around.
Well, there's, actually it's fun. I'm gonna put this in meme of this dude. He's like, I can't remember. It's like, I think it's like an actual like just community, but there's this whole thing where he's just like he just goes, hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm the owner of the Airbnb. You know, how's it going? It's like, so you guys partying and stuff, and then like eventually like, he's just sitting at the campfire, just having like. Just simmering in the background.
Yeah.
Because the whole joke was around the magician. They're like, we're going to get him, and they're like, whatever the magician does, he can't come to the house. Like, it was, we were just all on MD, like watching the magician. Like, I took a cab watching him. He was a really good magician as well. Like he made a bowling ball which disappear out of nowhere. I've seen that trick before, but it was like one of those things of like I know enough about magic, but I want to like think.
Yeah.
It's like going to a show almost. Like, you know how things work. You're like, you let go and this.
100%. That's actually a great idea. Though, like cabs and magic.
Yeah. It was good. It was
so fun.
everyone was just fun. The guy was just like, big stand up, just being like, no, I don't like. He decided like not a freak out, but like he's just like, no, I know the trick. You got a fake thing. And,
oh really?
And then the guy goes, because he did this Rubik's Cube trick, and he goes, well, puts in a paper bag, pushes the paper bag. He just every time just kept like coming through, like one up being.
Oh, really?
So every time Beagle started going like full, like he'd do it. He just ended up as being like, well, like he'd be like, no, you do this, and he goes, well, and he did this crazy trick, which was he got some someone up with their phone. And he goes, it was like a maths trick. So he started going like like calculations in, and he got the date, the number became the date at the exact time that we were there.
Shit.
Yeah. It's insane.
Holy shit. Wow, that's incredible. That's so fun. Was it like really rowdy?
Like not heaps. Like everyone just kind of got on it, and then like there's a few moments like people that know each other a bit more. But like I've been on enough like times away where like, especially down in Vale, where like there were enough activities. There was a pool table.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of food. We had the second night on Grizzly, we made the man, was thinking like smoking slam all day.
Okay.
There's a fire going, we smoking slam. Those guys now they know how to party.
Yeah.
They are fucking party animals, but like Shane was the first time we went out to sleep and it's got the car.
Yeah, okay.
We're only there for like 2 days.
Yeah.
But also like they organised a big bus to take us all down. So everyone was like in a space of like it was like safe as well. Like,
Yeah, that's
everyone get home and then everyone get back. But there was a golf course on the thing. So everyone was able to swing golf and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun bus.
Yeah. Shit like that.
Yeah.
I was like, and then the guy's like, someone else get married so we can just have a little fucking...
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Are there anything the other boys fond about?
Yeah, Krabs is engaged.
Oh, nice.
Which I didn't know till the other day on Monday. Because I think it just was like, oh, you just got engaged as a partner. I was like, oh, I actually didn't realise I got engaged.
Yeah.
And then, I think that's just it. Actually, Disney just had a kid.
Oh, yeah.
But I haven't seen him in ages, so I haven't really seen it. But I think they're actually going to get another second.
Oh, really? Okay.
They're actually going to do a little flip around because they're just like Shane was like, they're just like sick. They just want to play shows.
Yeah.
It's funny when Shane was all these guys like, well, we go overseas again, yeah? It's like, that's the great, like they actually like love sunstroke because it's like, like, oh, you guys actually did do it now.
Yeah. I didn't get to say hi to
the party.
Party too.
Yeah, he was in. I said good day, but he was just in it now.
Yeah, right.
I said that Task was playing with is his girlfriend supporting.
Was she like? Was she Australian? Oh.
That's for sure.
Oh, cool.
So I think it's just
When I was my most
Yeah.
Because I was going to say how to base it, but he was it's hard to base it because he's a big Suns fan.
So cool.
I know, I was about to try to get him, but he was, but you know, it's all those things. Right place, right time, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Hello. We'll all link up at some point.